So, they have blood right here. Clumps of dried viscera still cling to the ground, the sight and scent of which make your primal instincts spike. A lot of S's in that sentence. The hope that the splatter was caused by a dropped corpse is hardly comforting, but the alternative is too terrible to consider. Putrid excretions have stained the canvas sheets.
Jesus. I got 2 more bodies here.
Like the ones upstairs?
No. No, these are worse. And they're in body bags.
I'm getting really close to calling this Charlie.
These are worse? You think these are worse? Weekends is sometimes 2 a.m. I would do that if I had nothing else going on.
What the hell? This isn't an oil rig, Mac. It's...
What the hell?
some kind of lab.
Yeah, I see it. It explains why there's no AIS. Yeah. They're operating off the grid out here.
But why?
The wall tiling brings to mind the type of rundown laundromats found in seedy parts of town. Whoever worked here seemed to have left in a hurry, leaving papers strewn and specimens abandoned mid-analysis. Examine PDA. Another PDA. Who is it this time? K. Elspas, biochemist. Personal log. I'm slowly growing accustomed to my condition following the unfortunate accident. In many ways, the news hanging over my head has sharpened my intuition and emboldened my drive. I'm beginning to accept that it was a necessary catastrophe that allowed me to push beyond my previous capabilities. The downside is that I have no one to consult in scientific matters. The other research staff here dawdle in minor work while the rest are goons trained only in manual labor. My closest peer is the occult expert Barton. Still, we are forbidden from addressing him directly or making eye contact, which is a ludicrous authoritarian move. Still, even in isolation, I have ideas. I've been thinking about how I can turn this curse of mine into a boon. I'm curious to see how it would affect our biomatter. Watching the cook sit at the edge of the platform and fish gave me an idea of where I could find suitable test samples. I may not have access to that sexy mule research, but my position affords me some perks, including shared samples. I have been analyzing a fascinating sample from Alpha's old Sheila project. Based on the generated model, its vestigial organs appear to have no use. The eyes were hollow sacs of fluid, and the legs were of different sizes. But Sheila is not the Holy Grail. It is merely an evolutionary stepping stone. The Pteropedia sacchalinensis 139 is our salvation, but it remains beyond my grasp as a mere cane supplicant. They're just throwing random, syllables at me. Mr. Darren, while I understand that your proper procedure must be followed, your ignorance threatens my research and well-being. Unfortunately, corporate is currently preoccupied with organizing the Omega construction, so I'm forced to debase myself by going through you to obtain my injections. Don't confuse these with some farcical dietary supplements. Without them, the nanites in my blood would corrode my bones to the point of shattering, after which the same nanites would perpetually rebuild the shards into increasingly hideous forms. It is not a pleasant experience, nor one that correlates with a long life expectancy. If my calcium injections aren't on the next shipment, I will ensure that your contract is terminated and your mother is thrown to the gutters. Label these as the highest priority. My life and your continued employment depend on it. I don't mean to gloat, but my work has yielded impressive results. The introduction of my nanites has revived cells within the bone marrow samples, and they continue to divide at a healthy rate. Moreover, the resultant growth continues to expand exponentially. It will soon be complex enough to allow for an initial biological analysis of the retrieved corpses. I managed to synthesize my very own PS-139 from the remains brought here for Barton. Watching the bioculture mature fills me with pride and relief. It will mark my milestone achievement, one of the few I've managed since we first arrived chasing those signals. I also admit to some dark pleasure in knowing I was right to stay, despite Dr. Alcabor's attempts to replace me with Dr. Yamada. Unfortunately, although predictably, others are covetous of success. Due to shifting scope, the experiment and all relevant documentation will be reallocated and escalated. Baron will be taking ownership and the sample will be moved down to his lab. I doubt I'll get credit beyond a footnote. Fortunately, owing to my meticulous work process, I have copies of my work that I'll be keeping. If Kane isn't interested in giving credit where it's due, I'll find someone who is. I've made contact with an old friend on the mule. He is eager to share his findings with me. Listen here, you little bilge turd. I will personally report you to Baron if you improperly dispose of my specimens again. I won't have the baseborn interfering with company business. I should have thrown you in the brig. I demand to know who else was involved. That was the Sid Mason. As if working with His Highness Baron and his proctoheliosis problem wasn't bad enough, nothing functions properly on this floating rust bucket. Is this a flatulent problem? Because I'm thinking of like halitosis is bad breath. Procto, I would think proctologist, which would make me think bowels. They are all interfering weasels here. If Kane catches a whiff of my side projects, there may be a problem. I've told my connection that our clock is now ticking. To Stephen Cameron. Mr. Cameron, I need you to hurry to my lab. The evacuation will wrap up within a few hours. Mule operations have concluded, and the bell has been recalled. As such, you will be required to carry specific equipment aboard the Sebastian. I am currently preoccupied with processing and collecting crucial documentation, but I have earmarked the relevant machines for your convenience. Consider these your apology to me for disposing of my core data samples. Oh yes, your friend squealed like a pig when I applied the right pressure. If admission of guilt is beyond your character, I imagine the promise of escaping several weeks of water and food rationing will be an appropriate motivator. PDA K Elspas number 87112 cloned to the device 000813AB. I scribbled the code to the Chimera mass storage unit on one of the reports, but I cannot find it for my life. But not to worry, I have the research encoded on a data disk. I'm leaving this PDA as a backup should I return. Onward to a bright future. And that was the last one. I have nothing to say about
Mac,
the
look at
bones.
this. It looks ancient, like a fossil.
And not human either. I like this place less and less.
Report on skeleton. An odd-looking skeleton. The cracked, jagged, childlike skeleton is displayed on a medical examination table. 180. From bone fragment, whatever this thing is. Body is riddled with insect bite marks. Some sort of binding on the bones. It's binding, maybe the cause something. So this skull, when in the early aughts, in the early 2000s, there was a website that I liked to go to called alienUFOart.com. And it was a bit of a conspiracy theory, a bit of like a world weekly news kind of thing, like a supermarket tabloid website. So it had like, evidence of UFOs and ghost sightings and stuff like that. I was like really into ghost hunting. I still am. I mean, to be frank. But one of the pictures that was on the main page was of a supposed alien skull. And I used that skull as like a reference for my own anatomical drawings for the longest time. And I don't know why, so very often when I draw a skull, it will have like an elongated head. And it's all because that was one of my reference photos. And I don't know why I gravitated to that one. I think I found it, like that website, just not even Googling. There was a search engine called Dogpile, and I used Dogpile to find reference material because Dogpile, the first thing that it gave you were images. It's an the site still exists, but it's now for like the owner's own, like, I think they make candles and esoterica kind of stuff and just sell it. It's just become a very clean and modern storefront, which is a shame, but you can still see the old alien UFO art.com on the Wayback Machine. I'm tempted to show it to you, like just bring it up if that's of any interest to anybody. Room dividers. A row of transparent dividers separates this room from the next. While they do little to bar entry, they convey that only those with valid credentials or equipment are permitted beyond. Oh, I can walk around. Alright. Both the walls and floor are covered in thick padding, presumably to offer protection to any valuable or fragile items of interest brought in for study. Unfortunately, leaking water has soaked into the padding, and the sounds and sensations of walking across are not pleasant. I wouldn't imagine.
Charlie, what in Kane is that?
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's ancient. And doesn't have anything to do with Kane.
Yeah, things have taken another twist here. A large coin-shaped disc dominates this side of the room. The quality with which the stone has been sculpted suggests it was made with modern-day equipment, though the numerous symbols emblazoned on the surface do not resemble any glyphs you recognize. A long current of plastic sheeting surrounds the interior operating rooms or quarantine facilities. Neither association is a pleasant implication. Various documents and scrawled notes blanket portions of the workstations, otherwise populated by a collection of archaic occult textbooks, academic journals, and digital cassettes. A sarcophagus. A cage of carved bone wraps around a black monolith of unknown origin. What a way to describe a sarcophagus. That is metal as hell. Documents. Cover stone notes. Redacted. A volcanic rock we have only found on the redacted. Redacted carvings made from an advanced redacted instrument. Redacted, not redacted, known. Redacted.
Huh. Look at these drawings.
I like these. They are pretty.
You and I have very different definitions of pretty, Bear.
He's a very smart bear, Mac. X-ray slides. Penetrating photographs of the sarcophagus have been shuffled amongst the paperwork. The images reveal a deformed body encased in the stone prison. Is there anything else in here that we haven't looked at? No. Okay, let's go back out here. Dark shapes occasionally brush against the underwater lights, only hinting at their size and form as they slide through the water. That is disconcerting. Don't like the sound of that. The boarding bridge for the...
Wow. The diving bell is huge. I mean, this thing can take an enormous amount of pressure.
How far down do you think they were going?
With equipment like this, deep. Very deep.
The boarding bridge for the diving bell. The blood trail suggests that at least one of the bodies was extracted from the bell when it resurfaced. Undersea lamps illuminate the water surface, shards of brightness flickering at the tips of the waves. Still, beyond a few feet, visibility is consumed by the abyssal darkness of the ocean. Can I get a little closer? There's something over there. In comparison to the surroundings, the diving bell operator's terminal appears to be rather antiquated. However, appearances can be deceiving. Elevator diagram. The torn pages from the operating manual are doused with water. The text is barely legible, but it is apparent that the diving bell can be submerged at great depths. Oh, we just go in. Kind of looks like a holy hand grenade.
Hmm.
Can you hack that?
Not by myself. Moses, I'm gonna need your help here.
My Charlie.
Okay, there's a disc here. When I was editing the video that's on YouTube, I realized that I was completely missing like the shine on things I could interact with. A blank data disk. Didn't realize they still use these old discs anymore. However, I do know they can hold a tremendous amount of data. Plastic floats in the toilet. Good job, Mose. Does that need to go to the terminal? Is there not a slot? Or wait. Can I get around this way? Is there a slot on this? No target data. I mean, I don't think I would use the gun. There is a thing here, though. Body bag. Secured elevator. I mean, this is what makes the most sense. There's nothing I can ping, though. There's nothing I can ping there either. The immense apparatus hangs in the air, supported by the groaning arms of metal latticework. The steel walls curve to mirror the interior, a metallic cage to confine whatever may emerge from the depths below. The sound of waves lapping at the edges of the walkway echo through the room, while the intermingling scents of salt and rot empower a sense of claustrophobia. A diving bell hangs suspended in a moon pool, the water an iris to the bell's pupil in the middle. How poetic. Oh! I can use the scroll wheel to zoom. I didn't know that. I mean, Moses has to do something with this, right? Telling me that it floats in the toilet does not help me at all. It's a genetic sensor. I'm gonna give this back. Why is she looking like that? None of that's gonna help me. Mac doesn't have anything. Where can Mac go? He can't squeeze in there, because we had to send Mose in there. The junction box should be unoperational now because we took the fuse back out and the door's open. I might just leave him there. I guess I could have. What does Mac have to say about it? Just out of curiosity. I'll frame this along with my floppy disk and CRT screen. Blank data disk. I don't think there's anywhere else that Charlie can go. This way, maybe? Okay. It just loops around. And I think there's a dead end. Yeah, she's just running back. Okay. I'm gonna go back in here. It's a PDA. That's the report. Genetic sequencer. The room is cold and unmoving, but the machinery is warm, ready to receive input from the personnel who will never work in this slaughterhouse again. I might need this back. What is that? Why is there a thing pulsing in this microwave? Why is it so happy? Okay, I can put a disc here. Do I need data? Oh, no, I don't want menu. There were numbers in here somewhere. Is this it? 000813AB. There was no... There were no letters, though, were there? Let me write this down anyway. I need, where's my other notebook? This will be better. Okay. Actually, K has a number as well. 87112. But also 000813AB. We'll try both of those. I'm going to prove that I am a smart bear tonight. Yeah, there's no... Okay, so... # 8711. What? How many does it take? 8711. It's 4 letters, or 4 numbers. What does she have to say about this? I'm gonna start calling people bilge turds. I scribbled a note to the Chimera mass storage unit on one of the reports, but I cannot find it for my life. But not to worry, I have the research encoded on a data disk. I'm leaving this PDA as a backup. So... one of the reports. So... do we want one of these? I think it's this maybe? That looks like a 809. We'll try that. We'll just... I am a very smart bear. Chimera mass. Ew, I'm sure I saw the amorphous blob move. I suspect that they grew this from the bone marrow extract of that weird-looking skeleton. I don't like being called out by them saying I saw that amorphous blob move. Weird. Can I close this and just forget about it existing forever? The disc contains the genetic structure of the weird meatball thing. Again, I'm feeling called out. So I'm gonna go into the diving bell. Terminal locked. There's nowhere I can put this, so we'll give this to Mose. I really don't think... Like, I'm pretty sure the sentry gun's the only thing that a thing goes into. No target. Do I need the meatball thing back? But I did try clicking it. Maybe I didn't do it right, or I... Okay. It didn't look like it was glowing. So we'll give this to Mose. We'll switch back to Mose. I really think if I can take this disc out, I should do that first. Is there an eject? It's not letting me eject. Am I gonna shoot the bear? Okay.
What the hell was that?
I opened a door.
A door? What'd you use, dynamite?
Guns are not toys, Mac.
He has a gun now?
What are you complaining about? He
I-
didn't shoot you.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna eat the
yeah.
meatball.
I am a very smart bear now.
I am a very smart bear now. See, I figured that one out all by myself, and in record time compared to last week. Let it be known. Call the town crier. I am a very smart
I'm
bear.
here, Charlie.
Good work, Moses. I need you to override the terminal inside the big metal ball. Can you do that?
I am a smart bear now. This place is not safe or happy. Children should not play here. This water is dark. I do not like water. In water you are powerless.
I know, little guy. I know. You can do it. You're brave and strong.
I am brave and strong. Connection secure. Attempting firewall override.
Charlie, computer says doors are open. I'm heading your way.
Okay, roger that.
I'm glad I kept Mac here.
I'm inside. This place is leaking bad.
Seem intact?
It's solid. Kane built it like they build everything. To last.
Okay. Go in here, I guess. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Captain. May your mind reach the Nexus.
You really think he had a transcendence implant?
You never know.
Transcendence implant. Just makes me think of Soma.
Those bodies. Maybe a shark attack?
Wounds are too uniform. Shark teeth rip the shit out of flesh.
Language, Mac.
What about that guy upstairs? The damage on him?
Yeah, that was something else. Intentional. Maybe someone lost it. You know, went psycho.
So what are we all doing? Are we all getting in the bell?
I don't think we should be doing this. We don't have any idea where this thing goes.
It goes down.
You know what I mean.
I'm not going back to the boat. You can leave if you want to, but I'm staying.
God damn it, you take too many risks too easily.
And you don't fight hard enough for things that are important. Mac, this one time. Will you just trust me? We're all we've got left.
We're all we've got left.
Fine. Okay.
I mean, Mose,
Okay.
you didn't have to make it sound so culty. The greater good. Spooky. Again, if you have like thalassophobia, just fair warning, this takes place in the ocean. And also, I guess if you're uncomfortable around body horror, there seems to be a lot of that happening. I hear whales. I'm sure it's just whales.
This thing just keeps on going.
Have you ever been this deep?
Deep.
Yeah, the crozier was close.
Not by half. That was under an ice shelf.
Deep.
Gotta love that job. It's good, clean salvage. In and out, no surprises. No bodies.
We are deep.
Yes. There are bodies. We've worked with bodies before. So far there's been
So
nothing.
far.
Why?
I'm sorry, Mac, but you know I'm right. You know without this, we're at a dead end. We won't be able
Are
to.
we underwater?
Just for a little while, Mose.
I do not like water. In water you are powerless.
At least the bear gets it.
Nothing ominous about that. Oh, it's a hermit crab has found a skull. Presumably. A pretty big hermit crab. I wonder how deep they are. Chapter 2. All calm beneath.
Warning. Docking bay depressurized. No atmosphere present. Warning.
Well, glad it told us. We'd be dead in 90 seconds in there.
Not just us. If there's no life support, does that mean there's no survivors?
Charlie Mac, I do not need life or support.
Lucky you.
Yes. Moses, go for it. See if you can pressurize everything out there.
I don't know, I feel like you're putting a lot of pressure on the bear. Oh, wait. Open service hatch. Proceed. What did I click? Because I was...
Welcome to the Mule. You are now in the lobby.
Juca-Cola machine.
Hide and seek would be the best game choice here.
No bodies. No one at all.
And it looks sealed off.
Where did everyone go? Someplace further in?
Juca is a tonic that can be used to alleviate a range of illnesses and neurological conditions, including fatigue, nausea, and smallpox. And it's in a cola? Why does it sound like there's a slot machine somewhere? An air filtration pump sits dead, its function having ceased for such a time that the atmosphere has been starved and strained of vital life support. Equipment and clutter were shoved aside with intent more concerned with clearing a path in haste and less with hygienic cleanliness. The quantity of discarded wrappers, cans, and containers.
I hope you all had a great rest and are ready to tackle the weekend. Remember, a curious mind gets results. Don't be afraid to ask questions and seek new opportunities.
The quantity of discarded wrappers, cans, and containers suggests that this facility was once heavily populated. Now the forsaken trash only magnifies the silent pall over the room. The ladder rungs hang in half ruin, suffering either from either some past misfortune or a deliberate attempt to prevent access to the crawl space above. Locked door. The door's securely sealed. Wait, I can interact with this. Can I get a Juca-Cola?
This is not safe for children.
Someone wanted food bad.
Purge expired Juca paste. Saw blade. I want the soda. Give me the soda. Damn it. It's like a monster's fangs. Holding it is scary. There's this door control. The aluminum frame is grimy.
We have a lot on our plate. Your debt is vital to us. So let's ensure we're all working hard to meet our goals and deliver on our commitments.
I don't like you. Oh, cables. Parallel cabling runs from ceiling mounted ports down into the air compressor, designed to transmit both power and data. The aluminum frame is grimy and scratched as if it had been yanked out of the wall in the past. However, the protective door glass panel has guarded the internal door door mechanism.
Is too thick for a bear. It needs a Mac.
That's cool. I like that. Is Mac just gonna punch it? Okay. Floor. The wet floor whispers of a neglected environment. The diving bell juts ponderously out from its survival dock, or its arrival dock, even, an immense mechanical boil, simultaneously a prison and protective haven. Alright, so I guess it's into the vent we go. The vent permits air to circulate through the life support and atmosphere control systems of the facility.
Locked.
Keep looking, Mose.
My Charlie.
Blunt saw blade. I want to swing it around like a pirate's sword.
Oh, no, I do not like dogs, Charlie Mac.
Just push past it, it won't bite you.
I do not like dogs, Charlie.
He's terrified, Mac.
How is there a dog alive?
It's a toy. It doesn't get scared, not really. And through there's the only way to get us out of here.
And if he's ripped to shreds, then we're done.
You care about that thing too much.
This dog must be very hungry.
Oh, I thought it was gonna talk to me about what I was looking at. I think we're gonna see Mose die. Yeah, that's not what I meant to do. But I got a secret achievement, so I guess it was worth it.
Kane Corporation is the journey of the self, through and back to the self. So let's focus on our personal growth and development and the company's success.
God, I don't like this thing. Juka paste. Is it Juka? Juka? Yucca? I don't know. Hope was never allowed any because it was awful for her tummy. Here, dog. Take a...
Eat. Bad dog.
How is there a dog alive, though? I thought there was no atmosphere or pressure. The tube-like passageways of the maintenance tunnel traverse through both rock and architecture, a necessity for maintenance, though a claustrophobic fit for any adult human to crawl through. Regulator. Oh, there's a lot here. Okay. A breeze is gently blown through the vent grill. It smells like stale, greasy hair and dust.
I do not like tight places, Charlie.
Sure like complaining, though, huh, Bear?
You're doing great, Mose.
Bad smells. Dead smells.
Inert gas scrubber. H49XE201HE50 and 3. I can't click these. So, inert gas scrubber 0 ppm, counter diffusion 54 ppm, sat decompression 11 ppm. I don't know what I need to get that to. Oh, it's this. Broken handle. It's a good shape for chewing. What are we looking at here? I guess I gotta wait. Guess we just gotta wait. Might need to come back with something. Mold. Small puffs of smoke occasionally discharge out from the finger-like mold growth, projecting a robust, sickly scent. The minute contractions simulating an unsettling impersonation of respiration. Gross. Organic tendrils. Thick, sticky veins of organic matter have grown along the ducts, a sordid emulation of the cabling worming between various ports and junctions. A cloying scent accompanies the growths, carried on swirling, ghostly fumes. Blooming body. The post-human form bursts outward in fungal bloom. The cavalcade of floral growths vomits from a rigid rib cage, cradling a delicate spine. Bizarre vegetation eagerly extends along the surrounding floor, a morbid garden fueled by a necrotic substance. I love the flowery speech in this game. There's another regulator valve, atmosphere computer. Strangely large vine ripples like the sinews of a giant's arm strangling the atmosphere control terminal. Let's take a look at it then.
The central atmospheric monitoring system requires recalibration.
I can read. Thanks, Bear.
Okay, I'm not seeing anything I can click on.
Hello, I am Moses.
What in hell?
Is that human?
Hello?
The fucking heart is still beating, Charlie.
Language, Mac.
Those look like flowers? Some sort of vegetative growth?
Flowers. They float too.
Spores. There's spores coming off that thing. Moses, get away from it.
My Mac.
You'll all float down here. looking at? Why is that highlighted? What am I looking at? Can I crank it? Oh, there's a PDA. Okay, is that Correia? Bruno Correia, engineer? Mission successful. I managed to smuggle Missy into my quarters. I'm glad I forked out a few extra ration packs for a handbag breed. Oh, that must be the dog. I figure I can walk her at night between shifts and stuff her down my overalls if anybody gets too close. Construction has commenced on the exterior framework of the new site entrance. Fibercrete fabrication will take about 2 months with the pre-built sections we have to work with. After the shell has been constructed, we can begin connecting the umbilical and draining seawater from the structure. Missy has outgrown her carry case. She is definitely not a toy Pomeranian. Ever since we cut into the structure, I've been analyzing bizarre dreams and waking up in a cold sweat with my eyes wide open. In the most recent vision, I'm lying paralyzed on a stone slab. I hear a growl and a grunt to my left, and then I see a naked, crying child to my right. Suddenly, my legs start burning, and I feel pressure on my prostate. Then I realize they're cutting me open from anus to chest. I look up and scream, but no sound comes out. Their cold eyes stare into my soul. Prefabrication took slightly longer than expected due to unidentified electrical interference, but we finished assembling the outer shell. The crew has dubbed it the blister. By my estimation, we will begin draining the blister, so to speak, in early January. Note, several inspection drones went missing. They are not showing up on the Mule roster. Review Zombie Shark. One of Brian Henderson's lesser-known monster movies, a shark is brought back from the dead by waste runoff and wreaks havoc on a small seaside town. The practical effects aren't convincing, but they are fun. I have seen a shark with half its face missing, and Henderson took some creative liberties. Missy and I give it a 7 out of 10. The scrubbers have been bugging some of the welding units. I recommend they be deactivated until construction is complete. Furthermore, I would like to report that Robert Folis has commandeered some company equipment, including UAVs and sample collectors for personal use. Hijacked drones have repeatedly buzzed our construction site at dangerous speeds. Incident report from Mule Supervisory Board. CC Bruno Correia, all contacts. Mr. Bruno Correia suffered a minor injury today when a series of pipes burst on the blister. The violent pressure change in his suit resulted in a dual pneumothorax. The damage to his lungs is irreparable. A complete transplant has been scheduled and billed to his company account. Mandatory indentured debt obligation has been extended to 15 years until the principal has been repaid. Further investigation will be necessary, but the company has been indemnified as per Article 1287 of Mr. Correia's employment contract. We wish him a full recovery and a prompt return to his post. This is, I think, of all the dark things that we've had in this game so far, that's one of the darkest, because I think that is like the reality that we are just fast tracking. We're going to be living in a Repo the Genetic Opera world in some years. I feel horrible. Missy was alone for 3 days until Milford rescued her. It's been 2 months since the accident and I still can't sleep. Whenever I visit the dig site, I get the feeling I'm being watched. It's mostly quiet, but some nights I can hear something moving deeper in the temple. I've talked to Dr. Shaw about it, and she says I'm suffering from trauma-induced hallucinations. Doctors never listen. I had strange dreams before the accident. At least I'm not alone down there. Sometimes Missy lets out a blood-curdling yelp, reminding me of Cujo with her raised hackles. Does she also sense the stirring below? Review Insides Out 2. I only made it through a few minutes. The scene with the critter moving in the protagonist's belly really got to me. Unrealistic and gross, done exclusively for shock value. The last of the Omega equipment has been transported into the temple. My contract is almost up. After that, Missy and I will head to the surface for some much-needed R&R, and then we can begin chipping away at my debt. Lake isn't returning my calls, neither is Lester. This is the second poker game they've missed. Come to think of it, Lake has a bounce in his step. I bet he's banging somebody on the mule. Me, I'm a one-lady man, and that lady has 4 legs. I yearn to have the waking dream again. It took some convincing, but Dr. Shaw finally prescribed me a fat man. You're supposed to take the drug orally, but I've heard it can produce realistic hallucinations when taken as a suppository, so that's the road my fat man will take. Bruno, he's got some stuff going on, doesn't he? Bingo! It worked! Time's slowed, a rhythmic beat took my body to a new plane of existence as I was pulled from my mortal coil. I was on a granite slab again, but this time I spoke. I could understand the words of the song, and it was beautiful. Something crawled under my skin, into my heart and behind my eyes. The church bells chimed, and Jesus rose from the quivering mass of flesh. I was not scared, and it all felt so real. We headed straight for the ventilation shaft when the screaming started, and who should we find but Basaegaand? He was releasing some kind of vaporized agent into the ventilation system while cackling like a deranged demon. He came at me with his fists balled up and beat me unconscious with the canister he was carrying. That was the last mistake he ever made. When I came to, I saw that Missy had torn his throat out of his neck. I must have inhaled a massive dose of whatever poison he was trying to circulate around the mule, because I passed out again. When I woke up a few days later, my loyal pooch had eaten what was left of Tijs? Is that their first name? Or last name? I don't know. We're surviving on salvaged Jucca paste. We have enough for a few months, or at least until the air purifiers give up or reset. I have no idea what the correct settings are, and Basaegaand damaged the equipment. I'm sure the rescue team is close. I feel wrong. All I hear is a rhythmic beat, and it's driving me crazy. Are the children singing again? Their voices echo against the walls of my cranium. We are reaching for heaven. We must ascend. Missy is at my side. Her friendship is all that matters. That's the first one. This poor guy. This must be the heartbeat fungus man. Hydrogen 69%. Nice. I should have taken note. Okay. Let me... Wait, can I go down here? Oh, there's the dog. The dog's matted coat adheres to his body like a cream fur rug. Its ribs protrude like a xylophone, ready to play a heartbreaking melody. Oh, that goes in there again. Is there anything back here? Oh, I found a collectible. I got another VHS tape. That was by mistake. How are you ever supposed to find that? Oh, it is in the PDA. Collectibles. My cousin from the other side. So, I'm just gonna jot this down. Helium is HE, right? So that should be 50. Doesn't need to be 50%. I'm gonna write it all down. So, if that is hydrogen, H49, xenon, I think, 2, oxygen, 1, helium, 50, nitrogen, 3, but it's crossed out. So hydrogen needs to be... Wait, that's +1 and +10. How does it go down? Okay, it does restart. So hydrogen needs to be 49. Oxygen needs to be 1. Helium needs to be 50. Can I give this to Mac? Can Mac do anything with this? Just out of curiosity. Snapped off like a dry twig, little more than a lazy man's doorstop now. What about Charlie? What does she have to say about it? Like, I don't think it really means anything. Reasonably well made and sturdy, so it's kept its shape despite the breakage. Solidly in the can probably jury rig this in onto something category. Just out of curiosity, just going to...
And we have a working handle.
That's a plus.
All right. That was fortuitous. We have 1s and 10s again. I don't know what these need to be. Recalibration. Just wondering if Mac can, like... I don't know. Just do something, but evidently not. And Charlie, she combines things, so there's nothing to be combined. Oh, are you kidding me? All right. All right. How was I supposed to know? So, IGS 20%, CD 54%, SD 26%. Suggested settings. So IGS is 20. CD is 54. That's already 54. And SD is 26.
Attention.
Aha.
Central atmospheric monitoring system has been calibrated. Attention.
I told you I needed to draw that thing down.
I will leave here soon.
Good work, Mose. Cleverest bear. Meet us back at the main lobby.
I am the cleverest bear.
You're making a monster here.
I'm not only a smart bear, I am a clever bear.
What the hell just...
This place isn't as intact as I thought. Pressure differential caused it to buckle.
Is Charlie Mac okay?
The diving bell's destroyed. There's no way back up.
Bigger issue is we're trapped, and it's flooding. What were you saying before? All calm beneath the surface.
Is Charlie Mac okay?
No, Moses. We're not. It's flooding in here. We need a way out. I could try and break the glass.
Broken glass is dangerous, Mac.
Thank you, Moses. Ah, damn it. The control box is shorted.
You'll have to bridge the short.
The handle won't stay down. The door won't stay open.
What do we...
You get through the door.
But...
I'll figure it out. Get through it. Go!
Charlie, you're moving way too slow for the situation that we're in. While the egress now stands firmly shut, the torrent of water that poured through the door and the portal's prior mania drenched the floors worryingly. The slightest hint of ripples by the door suggests the airlock seal may not be as secure as one would have hoped. Though seawater has recently washed over the floor, slight discoloration reveals that the tiling is no stranger to seawater. A workshop station storing and charging handheld meters stands before collecting, monitoring, and tracking equipment. A docking port for underwater vehicles, the grisly evidence points to a sudden closure during the portal's last use. The disused assembly arm stands dejected to the side, forlornly awaiting a project requiring its additional aid or for its twin to malfunction and need replacing.
Mac? Moses? Mac, can you hear me? God damn it.
Whatever that means. The wall is adorned with a half-dozen suspended maps, each depicting major coastlines around the world. Curiously, half the maps seem to detail ancient landmasses of eons past. The wretched remains of a diving suit and its occupant, vital fluids having long since bled out from the rendered torso. The trail of gristle and dry blood suggests that he had climbed through the portal as it had closed. Igniter. It's an excellent working order. Yeah, what do I do about that?
Charlie, you there? Read me.
Mac, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, don't get too excited. Still flooding in here. Running out of headspace, fast.
Okay. We'll figure it out. Figure it out.
Oh, it's switched to Mac now. Okay, air pocket. The last bastion of oxygen slowly shrinks as Moana nears its subjugation of the room, though the glacial pull of the water may be a quicker death than suffocation. The portal has sealed with finality its inaccessibility buffered by the ocean, rapidly and furiously imposing its foaming mass between the doorway and escape. Pressure management. The Frigid darkness of the ocean depths has begun to seep into the mule lobby, slowly eroding visibility and ability to discern details below. Pressure management. Okay. I gotta jot this one down. There we go, finally. Good damn. Now what? What did I say? The diving bell is now little more than a tomb, yet the knowledge that the interior would still be dry and airtight manages to invoke some subconscious regret for having departed from its false safety.
Maintenance requested.
Moses.
Hello, Mac. Your situation does not seem fun.
Well, you're not wrong. Can you open this vent? I hit the maintenance request.
My Mac.
Routine maintenance is important.
Why does that sound like this opened? I could have sworn I heard noises. Dog.
Not bad, Bear.
Mac, I am glad you are not dead.
More than just a toy, isn't he?
You may have a point.
Where are you?
I think, an escape pod bay. Looks sealed, though. Give me a second here.
Storage racking has been left bare, either unused or ransacked. The gloomy ducts coil akin to a snail shell, the interior flooded by thick sheets of wandering dust. Several service pipes ring the chamber's perimeter, depositing air and fuel into escape capsules before plunging into the facility. The perforated grating has drained seawater that's pulled from the vacant tubes. The glow of fluorescent lights reveals that the lower room has a function beyond a simple flood chamber. A secure locking iris leads to the water overflow chamber below. Access appears to be controlled elsewhere. The portal rims are draped with protective sheeting, shielding against damage and inconvenience caused by intruding ocean water brought forth by capsule launches. The squat domed room offers dry reprieve, though provides little in the way of warmth or any clear path onward. Instead, the structure subtly shifts to and fro as it jostles with the ocean current, accompanied by whispers of metallic murmuring.
Yeah, it's the escape pods. And big shock, they're all gone.
At least someone got out of here alive.
I mean, I would like that to be us. The absence of functioning escape capsules paints a grim landscape for those who now find themselves stuck within the metallic ocean floor maze. Stop it. Lost and clambering through an abandoned and flooding facility. Escape facilities expended or defective. You've leapt into the catastrophe long after others clamor to escape it. The tube lies vacant, the capsule having already ejected. This facility was not simply abandoned, but evacuated in anxious haste. I'm gonna go down here anyway. I mean, I was just in case there was a VHS tape. Failed escape capsule. A single remaining escape capsule has jammed itself shortly after launch. The interior bulges with strange growths, and dusty powders gradually tumble out from the opening, carrying a fetor of honey and spoiled meat.
Wait. Pods aren't all gone. And not everyone escaped.
What do you mean? Someone's alive?
In one of the pods. They're not moving, but I can hear them. Inside. Hello? Can you hear me? Are you hurt?
What's he holding?
Not gonna be easy. Lock will be pressurized. If you can hear me, I'm gonna try and get you out of there. Just stay calm.
Nope, not what I meant. Well, we can look at what's in here first, actually. Have I read that? The disused assembly room stands dejected to the side, forlornly waiting a project requiring its additional aid or for its twin to malfunction replacing. I did read that. Bright lights have been left running to aid in maintenance work long since left abandoned. The self-propelled diving suit is a hybrid of a spacesuit and a submarine that allows for a safe exploration of the ocean depths while maintaining exceptional flexibility, agility, and movement. The terminal is mostly used for storing images and sending messages. Okay. Some kind of submersible. Jellyfish. Not sure. Cave. Artifacts. Some Cyrillic. I wonder if the translator app that I have on my phone can translate this. Doesn't hurt to try, right? Just out of curiosity. That's the first one is giving me the word vowel. And that just says words. ZLL words. Kasne. I have no idea. No idea. Weird. Welcoming of a Newman to the collective. We are pleased to announce the birth of a Newman, placed in STEM on this very day. Jebediah, the first of his name. Quote, and it came to pass that the Nexus was plagued by the presence of one of the 9 who showed contempt for the rules and brought discord to the network with his injudicious conduct. But the church was also merciful and did offer Newman a chance to repent and reform its ways. So let this be a warning to all who dare defy the will of Cain. The consequences of disrespect and disobedience are severe, and none shall escape the fiery wrath of judgment. But fear not, for even in the darkest of times Cain's light shines bright, and those who follow the path of righteousness shall be rewarded with a place in the Nexus, where they may thrive and reach their full potential, far from the reach of fiery abysms. End quote. May the light of Cain shine upon us all. Why are you dead, Mia? Are you still sick? Have you started feeling better yet? Alpha Lab Construction Confidential established at 99881191. Crew Complement 9. Status decommissioned. Research early archaeological exploration. Matt Barton. Biodays maintenance. Still sick and still in the entities realm. I'm so sorry to hear that. Happy birthday to me! I'm 90 years old and I don't look a day over 45. It's one of the perks of a pampered life as an organ insurance product. Lifeblood Corp, at your service. To celebrate, I ordered a Kazu Marzu and washed it down with a Canal di Sardegna? Live maggots and all. Oh, is that the maggot cheese? No thank you. As much as I love cheese, no thank you. I've always been a loner with a penchant for the good life, even during my time at La Vida Paradise, which only cost me a kidney. Now my family debt has finally been paid off and the best's yet to come. Message to Christian C. Battagello. Have you had any more run-ins with scrubbers? When I go out for a pressure test a few months back, I see a swarm every 2 or 3 outings. Now I see one every time I leave the mule. I know they are supposed to be harmless, but I get the impression they're not working correctly. The dive suits I'm servicing now show up with electrical burns, and they're deep sea rated and metallic glass reinforced. I've almost overhauled the Max Ocean M4 diving suit, but several parts still need to be replaced and repaired. Unfortunately, the old components are unsalvageable because they were melted by scrubbers. I wish we had one of those fancy matter replicators, but Batagelo is always talking about, and not just these duplicator trash buckets. I heard the temple jockeys got one. What a waste. I would print a Yubari melon with sliced fugu and sashimi for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This guy, I don't like this guy. I have been combing through old maintenance logs and found a restricted entry referencing Alpha, the first forward operating base. It was decommissioned about a decade ago, well before my time. Apparently, it's not just some weird artifacts on the ocean bed. There is a Newman down there. Number 3. Cain decided to leave it trapped at the bottom of the ocean. I find it hard to believe they would abandon a Newman, but here it is in green pixels. Imagine the value of a Newman, dead or alive. Consider my 90-year-old youthful interest peaked. If I can navigate a sample collector over the plateau, maybe we can explore the old base. I'll have to rope in Follis to get this sneak and peek. He has access to off-the-books equipment, and that won't get me shot or quartered, or both. To Robert Follis, congratulations on your winning streak last night. I heard you clean Matthews out, buzzed her sample collector like a hornet with roid rage. Listen up, Salt Dog. I need to borrow one of your UAVs for a couple of hours. It's the least you can do after forgetting my birthday. Sometimes I think about the rich prick who got my left kidney. Of all my organs, it was my favorite. I've always found it funny that some wealthy people want real organs when we can grow, even print, perfectly good replicas. They call themselves 100% human. What a bunch of yellow leaf fanaticists. But who am I then? I felt like a cow or a broodmare at times, but the pay is too good. Besides, after being genetically paired with a policyholder, You have to emulate their lifestyle to minimize the chance of rejection. Tonight I drown my sorrows in manuka honey drizzled on garlicky Alba white truffles. At least I still have my heart. Heart replicas just aren't the same. They keep ticking even when you're a corpse. Aha, so that's a replica heart. In Mushroom Man. The river excursion to Alpha Base was a bust. A cave-in prevented traditional access, so I squeezed through a fissure, passing some old equipment. Once I was out of the cave and heading for the base entrance, what could only be described as a bloated sea slug with teeth tore the drone to pieces like a hungry man would a sous vide, butter-poached lobster. I ran this operation as in the black. Phallus is going to go ballistic on my ass. 2. Mule maintenance. Hey, the scrubbers that maintain the graphene hull of domes A through E seem to be multiplying. I know they're bioengineered not to breed, but I am certain there are more of them every day. A scrubber orgy would be a thing to behold. I know some crew are fond of the blue electric light show they put on, but I suspect these critters are dangerous. I request an immediate catch and catalog of the swarm. Kane's sake, the mule is in chaos. Yvette was hit by a stray bullet, which completely tore off part of her head, and Bernie's ribs were knocked in. I saw a rover at the bulwark during my sneak and peek. It may come in handy. We stopped the base kill order. Wallace simulated the VAT, then killed the hard line between Mule and DS-15. I cut the data tether to deep sea simultaneously, and he nuked the uplink. I don't know how long the ruse will last. Hopefully long enough for us to get topside. We're heading back to the Mule now. I would die for a dollop of almost caviar on a saltine cracker. The Bell returned as scheduled, but headed oceanside after only 10 minutes. I hope some of the crew escaped. The Bell requires at least one occupant to ascend, and it sure as shit wasn't us in there. I mostly made it back. Robert. The scrubbers melted his suit, al dente. I almost narked on dive re-entry trying to get away from them, but those electro squibs caused a power surge on the moon pool's iris door. Alas, there has been no rescue. I smelled the ghastly aromatic stench of rotting onions, like a putrid lobster bisque. Ugh, God, this guy was so verbose I need a drink. Much better. Okay. What's the suit then?
Found a suit. Rear thruster looks damaged.
Well, it's a good thing I have one.
Suit thrust is removed. Suit thruster maintenance should only be performed by trained certified technicians.
According to who?
Thruster with damaged igniter. A thruster system scale for human use. Looks like the igniter suffered a malfunction, judging by the flashing red error symbol. Does it go here? Come on, it's a perfectly good thruster. Be thrust.
Kane Systems, biotechnological deep atmosphere environment suit. Systems check. Warning. Suit maintenance required before operation. Warning.
Lungs damaged or missing. Thrusters damaged or missing. Heating system damaged or missing.
Rust got into this igniter. Twisting it just right got the thruster working.
All this disassembling is a bit beyond me, but on the other hand, I'm used to whacking electronics until they learn to behave. Damaged ignite, I can hear a noise inside when I shake it. This is beyond repairable even for Charlie.
these thrusters are modular. Just put in a new igniter and there we are.
Repaired thruster. Okay.
Suit thrust is replaced. Suit thrust is operating within established parameters.
Okay. There's still things that need to be fixed though, right? Lungs damaged or missing. Heating system damaged or missing. Something that I gotta do in there. What is... Oh, this is open now. One of a few stasis pods within the room, though this one lies empty, its previous occupant having already disgorged and placed onto the surgery table. Clean tent. The surgery procedures are supplied by a steady supply of stasis-stored human stock. While several have perished within their sepulcher, it seems a far preferable demise than the horror on the table.
This is not a good place to play. It smells wrong. Like dead things.
Ever wonder what the point was of putting olfactory sensors on a toy?
Maybe because it makes him more real.
You are either real or you're not.
You're right, Mose. I'm sorry.
Tarp. A blue medical tarp has been stretched around the module's walls and underneath its flooring. Oh, this controls, okay. Stasis pod. This body floats in stasis containment, contorted but cradled by half a dozen umbilical cables, and haloed by interior lights. Deaf and blind to the horror in which it now incubates, the form invokes some degree of envy for the peace in which it slumbers.
Hello, I am Moses.
Volunteer pods. What were they doing here?
You know the answer to that. If they were here by their own accord, they were paying off debts to Kane. If.
Subject Dephritis M. Blood O negative. Sex male. Age intubation 8. Days in stasis 833. I don't want to click shutdown just yet. I want to see what else is in here. That is another room. Oh, there are more stasis pods. The mottled skin has the complexion of spoiled milk and has begun to loosen itself from its carcass. Drifting sheets of dermal matter expose foamy, pallid flesh as internals begin to soften, approaching the consistency and coloring of apricot jam. The occupant has grown bloated, the face a crumpled expression of a newborn tasting sourness. The frumpled, pale body appears weathered and torn like overly worked wet clay, and clouds of dark fluid hang suspended in the stasis fluid. There are controls for this too. Let me check. I might as well check these as well. This was not like burnt. Subject Bolin P. Blood AB-. Sex male. Age intubation 42. Days in stasis 1301. Subject Salmon K. Blood O positive. Sex female. Age intubation 32. Days in stasis 833. Body on table. The dockmate surgery apparatus continues to perform a set task, undeterred by the chaos around it. The hewn subject has been carved out repeatedly, its spinal column ground to paste, funneling blood and depositing meaty scraps onto absent receptors. Dockmate control. The Kane Dockmate robotic system is commonly found in remote company facilities. These devices offer advantages like microsurgery, transplants, and repairs to synthetic organs with little to no operator know-how. If I mess with this, will it give me another death? There's another QR code. I don't know if it's going to be able to get that one, though. It's very skewed. No. Oh, the head just moved. The head moved while I was trying to take a picture. It does say 7154, though, so I'm going to just write that down quickly. I'm going to put Dockmate Tattoo. 7154. Huh. Okay. Thanks for that. Dockmate system active. Ooh. It said laminectomy. It was like doing, what, 4,000 days, something like that? Select manufacturer preset Fujisawa, Biofix, Biogen Medical Corporation, Dorokin Romanov Plastics, EIC Genomics Group, Hisakawa Engineering, Hufeng Specialized, Lin Medical Corporation, Nanotech Diversified, Sonata Medical Group, TFH Research, Wawa Medical Tools. Hey, Wawa, I miss Wawa. Appendectomy, carotid endarterectomy, cholecystectomy, coronary artery bypass, hemorrhoidectomy, hysterectomy, radical mastectomy modified, colectomy partial, pneumothorax, thoracotomy, lung, prostatectomy, tonsillectomy, appendectomy. Because this. Okay, let's not mess with that just yet, I suppose. Let's go in here.
Charlie, Hope's favorite.
Favorite what?
A shark. Hope's favorite animal.
It is lovely.
You are in Aquarium H1.
The ogreish man-eater lies vivisected, its rendered flank a petri dish of jutting fungal growths, distressed organs drenched in pus-stained blood, twitch in time with cabling forced down the creature's throat, trapping it in a perpetual nightmarish life. So many things to look at. Insulated cables. Glimpses of cabling suggest that the lurid blue padding protects fragile electronics and equipment against damp and water damage. The decaying corpse of a shark, its leaking effluents polluting the tank liquid with thick clumps of cloudy bile. Various leaks and drips coalesce and drain through the grating. Hair, chemicals, and other organic matter cling to the flooring, forming thin films webbing over the perforations. An out-of-place row of security monitors keeps an eye on several critical areas on the mule. Strangely, a deep-sea rover schematic is boldly displayed and hastily tacked on. Either this tank's occupant never arrived or has already been extracted and butchered. Jellyfish. The fleshy jellyfish oscillates to unseen currents. Slender, spidery limbs twirl and gently dance in time to the creature's warbling core. I want to look at everything first. There's a lot to look at. This module is a chamber of aquatic defilement where numerous fish have been subjected to tortures and invasive procedures. Sickly light emanates out from the sordid containment tanks while the odor of damp and dead fish radiates from the floor. A gargantuan eel-like monstrosity lies suspended in water, its clouded eyes and statuesque stillness evidence of death long since welcomed. A thick throng of cabling vomits out from the slack maw before snaking towards a port on the far wall, while a dozen wires run the length of its form and puncture into its cranium. A steady flow of sullied water leaks from the tanks, staining the grating with moldy grit and giving rise to a wafting stench of rotting eggs and chemical cleaner. I think I read that. Security bay. Employee code.
Security system access granted.
Charlie Mac.
Mac, look at this.
Looks like a rover. Big one.
That could be our way out of here. Where is this, Moses?
I can show you.
Transmitting target coordinates.
Okay. Yeah, so that's not far. On the seabed. I can make it there.
Seems like a big risk.
Well, that's our reality right now.
Yeah, I did a thing. So 23 degrees, 10 minutes, 40 seconds south, I think. 71 degrees, 18 minutes, 32 seconds west. 23,410 and a half feet, or 7,135 meters. Why is this red? Terminals mostly used for storing images and sending messages. We have another one of these. Ooh. Bloody. It looks like a spine. Or a, like a breastplate. No. Poor blobfish. Just, for anybody who doesn't know, this is not what blobfish look like. This was a specimen that was brought up and exploded due to the pressure. Poor thing. Is this some kind of pufferfish, maybe? It's got a tooth. Is that the facility? Some kind of bones there. Huh. No entries found. Oh. So yeah, it was their first name. I never looked in the trash in the console that Charlie was at. This kind of reminds me of when we played, I can't, what was it called? It was the LiDAR game. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I can't think what it's called. I can change the wallpaper. These wallpapers are all so boring. I was just seeing if it would show me something, you know? Oh, there's another PDA, so we're gonna have a lot of reading again. I don't know how to pronounce their name. Basaegaand. On behalf of the Choka board, I congratulate you on your speedy recovery and brand new lungs, liver, upper intestine, lower intestine, stomach, and kidneys. You made a fantastic choice going with our premium Biofix range. Did you know that Biofix has been rated #1 in Japan for 6 years running? We're even using them in the oxygen system in the mule dive suits. So they're actual manufactured lungs in the dive suit. Due to the cost of these items, you have been upgraded to Debt Band 1. You'll be pleased to know that we could take your family's gross income as collateral. They have been transferred to Titan and given positions as hard labor specialists. Once your debt has been paid, they will be free to hand in their notice should they wish. So, that is just so gross. That is so gross. And so, Titan. Do they mean, that's one of Jupiter's moons, isn't it? Is that Titan or is that Saturn? What? I am not remembering my astronomy. Titan. No, come on. Spell things correctly. Titan. Moon. Saturn. I got it right. It took me a minute, but I got it right. How would you pronounce this person's name? How to pronounce Tijs. Yeah, come on. Tijs. Foreign of Dutch origin. So, Tijs. What about their surname? I know this isn't... Well, I mean, it's important. This is their person's name. It is not giving me the right thing. It's giving me something else for something else. So, we'll just stick with Tijs. Okay, moving on. I was raised at a salmon hatchery on Luna. According to my mother, I've wanted to be a marine biologist since I was 5. I'm not the best swimmer, but I've gotten to know marine life intimately through books and laboratory research. My obsession with bloodthirsty man-eaters spurred me to seek a post at this facility. Working with great minds like Dr. Kubilius is an added perk. Kubilius? Message from Lalila Van Wyck. Tijs, do you realize you lost 70% of your blood in the attack? Count your blessings, dude. I hope you take this as a sign to stop your crazy solo outings. What if you get hurt again? What if security finds out? I dragged your ass back to the mule this time, but I can't always be there for you. I know you're worried about your family, dude, but there are other ways to help them. Talk to me. We'll figure it out together. It's easy for her to tell me to stop. Her dad is rich. Meanwhile, my family is chipping away at rocks. From Mule's Supervisory Board. Mr. Basaegaand, the board has seen fit to approve your request for the specimen to be placed into your care in light of your unique connection with the creature. However, we are aware of the unexploded spear gun shaft and request that you proceed with extreme caution. Management wants to know how the species survives at such depths, and you are to report your findings directly to Dr. Atlas Moon. What a name! Dr. Atlas Moon. To Dr. Lake Kubilius. Dr. Kubilius, I apologize if I interrupted you during a sensitive moment yesterday. I just wanted to tell you that I am a huge fan of your work. Your thesis on memory-coded RNA was an inspiration to me. Could you spare me a few moments of your time when you are feeling better? I'd love to show you the research I'm working on. Of course, it's nothing as revolutionary as yours. Still, there is something strange about the fauna down here. Something more than can be accounted for by the extreme conditions. Do you ever wonder what the Omega Boys are doing? Well, it's biowarfare, or something like that. I retrieved a sample from the corpse of one of the Omega Lab products before it was cremated. Do you know about the microbe's behavior toward genetic structure? I'm forwarding a copy of my report in the partial genome. With deepest admiration, Tijs. From Lilila Van Wyck. Tijs, I heard you are back at the aquarium. We should talk. I've kept Jaws on ice, but it's still alive, and I will keep it that way until I have extracted every ounce of sweet revenge. To Lake Kubilius. Kubilius, come on, I know you read these messages. I know you read these messages. I know you at least see them. Well, I found it. The microbe is in the shark, pulling apart its genetic structure and molding it back together like putty, just like it did with those Omega corpses. The species shouldn't even exist, but she is neither dead nor alive here. The microbe must be endemic to this region. It appears to form a symbiotic relationship with other organisms in the ecosystem, so everything is a little infected. There's something else too, additional genomic information that PS139 brings with it. I can't quite understand it yet, but I'm getting close. I've been testing my PS139 extract on the deep sleepers in the adjacent lab. Cut the microbe with holy dust and a little MDMA. I even pulled them out of stasis for a few minutes to get as much info as possible. Moon's pet, product 6455A3, was particularly violent, so I gave her a little extra juice and a surprise critter cocktail. Yeah, I'm breaking the law, but I'm all in now. I've ordered 6 more. Hopefully I'll get some adult products this time. From now on, I'm using holy dust only, no MDMA. It provides the perfect neural delivery agent. Everybody in this place is just getting high and experimenting on themselves and each other. From Yule's Supervisory Board, Mr. Basaegaand. I know I'm butchering their name. I'm writing to you on behalf of the board to hereby order a halt to any further excursions using Kane Corporation equipment or time. While the board appreciates your enthusiasm, it sees little value in your current research. Therefore, it does not deem the risk to Kane property justified. I would also remind you that your family is several months behind on debt repayment. Speaking personally, I am shocked at your recklessness. Kane has graciously made you a better man, and this smacks of ingratitude. In parting, I offer some advice. Next time you have a great idea, disregard it, look at your duty list, and go back to work. Not shared hallucinations. Memories. Memories from previous PS139 hosts. All of them connected through a neural mycelium network. Imagine the entertainment value of this shit. Test subjects. I need more test subjects. Lester, you old salt dog, come join me for a little holy dust tonight after your shift ends. Keep it on the down low. I'm keeping up appearances, letting them think I'm crazy. In an insane world, a sane man must appear totally bonkers. I slipped a little bit of my magic dust into Correia while he was recovering in the med bay. He will be my control subject. Dr. Lester survived my experiment, or after Lester survived my experiment, I decided to try the distilled PS139 RNA extract on myself. My personal microdosing is proving fruitful. The process induces a waking dream that can only be described as a shared neural network of images, sounds, and emotions. I managed to limit the duration of the experience to a few seconds, and damn, it was a ride. I swear I touched God. The world melted into a Van Gogh painting, and I joined a metamorphosed reality of a million minds screaming together. Milford lasted an hour. He's not doing well. Request for financial compensation for private research. A copy of my results is enclosed as proof of concept. These findings are going to revolutionize the entertainment industry. I know that your hands are firmly up the ass of every drug dealer from Cape to Cairo, and it would be grand if we could all benefit. To Lick Kubilius. Do you think I'm a fool? I know about the tumor, Kubilius. I got it out of Milford. The coward told me you're the reason it hasn't been removed. Why would that be? I looked up to you. Maybe I am a fool, but only for that. From a message high priority from corporate, Dr. Basaegaand, congratulations! Due to the sensitive and unconventional nature of the research and your blatant disregard for procedure, it has been decided that a more experienced project lead is needed to oversee the next phase of trials. We do not recognize private research. You will turn over all relevant data to Dr. Yamada's team upon their arrival. Dave Gallagher. Hand over my research. I've paid their price in my flesh and blood. Now they need to reciprocate. Starting with you, Gallagher. I'm releasing holy dust and aerialized PS-139 into the vents so that everyone can see God. I've called up an old contact up topside. They're sending a courier in a week. Looking forward to sitting on a sunny beach collecting my 20%. To Mule Staff. You're all scientists. You must understand that suffering is essential to progress. I only recently grasped this, but now I am free. This guy is insane. Alright, let's see what's up with the shark.
Hope's favorite. Cold. It no longer breathes.
That harpoon. Be careful, Bear. It's explosive tipped.
My Mac.
Is this another death that we could unlock? Frozen coil. If you put this in snow, would it make ice cream? I don't know if these go together at all. No. I want to look in the trash folder in here, though. Looks like the submersible again. Is that the shark? And we've read all that. Yeah, that's the same. Okay. So, a chunky ring of sturdy metal, it could crack a few heads, but Charlie would be furious about the misapplication of industrial equipment. Okay. I mean, I don't think... yeah. Unless I crack the window. No, it's just this. What's this?
When in doubt, go for the old standby. Blow stuff up. Small explosive charge would open this lock easy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I've tried that. Unless I need to get the explosive tip from the spear gun. I need to warm this up somehow, right?
Hot things melt cold things. I must find a hot thing.
I mean, I don't think it needed to give me a hint just that quickly.
These suffer. It is painful.
Oh, this is awful.
May their minds find the nexus.
Get this one too. I haven't gone in here yet.
These are in pain.
Just depressing. What's in here?
You are in product storage, a restricted area.
Shut up. The room's atmosphere is still frigid. The equipment management terminals are smeared with a dark, sticky, congealed substance. The graded panels would allow for fluids to drain as new bodies are hauled from the pods, likely drenched in stasis fluid, sloughing off like mucus. Instead, an acidic odor of a chemical adhesive clings to the grating. Screams. The only sound in the room is the hiss of static from the monitors. Their flickering light illuminates the leather chair, the cracks in its surface evident even beneath the shroud of dust that covers it. Why do I need to be so far from the operator's chair? The chairs... Stop it. The chair is oddly familiar. A well-worn leather surface is cracked, showing its age. The door is terminally sealed, the glaring ruby symbol indicating either a lockdown or malfunction. Cryo eggs. Inside the stasis pods, a row of corpses hangs like grotesque puppets, tangled in the pipes and wires that had once provided life, now no more than a lifeless troop of dry husks. There's nothing for me to interact with. Okay, now I'm here. Well, welcome back, Mia. What's happening with the dock? There are 2 arms working on it now? Is that like an appendectomy? I don't want to look at the clue. Is there something else I can, like... Yeah, lungs damaged or missing. Open suit. Oh.
Uses bio-lungs.
Yeah, looks like Biofix Mark 3 or 4. They're damaged though. And I think my only way out of here is fixing this thing.
You want to take a biodeus out onto the seafloor?
How hard could it be?
This woman.
Okay, alright. I think I get what I'm supposed to do now. Why is this
with those.
smoking?
Carry disease just like any other organ.
That
I know how biotech works, Mac.
is a horrifying thought. That is a horrifying thought. Yeah, why is... I'm assuming I'll probably need that. Okay, so... lungs go here. She said biofix, so that was right. I think we're in...
I do not like this, Charlie Mac. Everything is slimy. This is a dangerous place.
I know, sweetheart. But I need those lungs. If you can repair them. Can you try?
I am brave and strong.
And a smart bear. I am a smart bear. This operation requires CSF spinal fluid. Empty hypodermic syringe. What requires spinal fluid? There's nothing in here that I could click on though, was there? I know there were eggs or something. No. Spinal fluid. Can I take it from the shark? Yeah. I didn't think so. I need to heat that up still. Oh. heated coil. Brute force endothermic reaction likely broke over a dozen health and safety regulations, but can't argue with the effect. How come it didn't work clicking that one? Okay, well, let's give that back to mouse. Hey again, Lady Ales. Oh,
Hope's favorite is alive?
Good God.
Hope's favorite is alive.
Mouse, get away from that.
I don't like that. Explosive tipped harpoon. Why did this big fish have this inside? Was it hungry? Okay. I will get away from shark. Can I give this to Mac? Can Mac make a big boom? I would love to go fishing with some of these bad boys. Unfortunately, it looks designed to detonate whatever it impales. Just... Am I going to blow myself up? That's not working. It's not working.
Spear tip meets explosive harpoon. And we've got something for cutting and blowing stuff up.
A dangerous...
Two of my favorite pastimes.
A dangerous surprise in a conveniently small package. Finally something I feel a bit more at home with. Combine this with an ignition source and it's party time. Spear tip, a real mean poker. It looks like it would deal as much damage coming out as it would going in. Bang, bang, bang. No, okay. So, I need an ignition source. What time is it? It's 11:03. Damage igniter. Okay. Can Charlie combine those?
Old thruster was useless on the dive suit, but works just fine as an explosive timer.
Waste not, want not, Charlie.
I've combined the old and damaged igniter with the harpoon explosive. It certainly looks dangerous. Oh, is this guy dead and we're going to take his spinal fluid? Or are we just going to take his spinal fluid to begin with?
I'm about to blow this lock.
Loud noises.
Oh yeah. Yeah! What the hell was that?
I didn't see. What happened?
It's like some kind of giant fucking insect.
Language, Mac.
It blew out of the escape pod. Ran right by me.
Would you prefer it stuck around?
Okay. There's a PDA. There's a body there. We probably are extracting the spinal fluid. I'm going to read these and try that, and then we're going to head out. So, Atlas Moon Researcher. Has it been 5 years already? I've been down here for so long that I've forgotten how the sun feels on my skin. My ocular implants are malfunctioning again. I really must stop procrastinating and get them checked out. Corporate offered to do a complete ocular transplant, but I refused. Being blind from birth has its benefits. My visual memory isn't clouded by manipulation and interpretation. This is not a disability, but a blessing in the land of the deceived. When Dr. Kubilius had further tuned my bionics to interface with the deep sleepers, so I can keep them under observation 24/7. An unseen bonus is that once I am connected to their limbic system, I can access their emotions. I can find catharsis in reliving their lives, and seeing the world as they did when they walked free among the flock. I have loved before, many years ago. She always saw the best in me, my Diana. I keep telling myself not to obsess over the products, but I just can't help it. If I'm particularly fond of the DeFreitas family. Corporate acquired them 2 years ago, and they were shuffled around a lot before coming here. One moment on a trip to Mars, another Shanghai to the bottom of the ocean. My favorite is Product 6455A3. She has magnificent emotions, so passionate and raw. Her dreams are fascinating. Appreciating her emotional range doesn't make me less culpable for her desecration, but it does make the work more enjoyable. Attention, Chaka Board. I am pleased to report that the isolation and cell cultures using immunofluorescence-based analytical procedures and nucleic acid determination molecular approaches has proven successful in detecting and identifying a PS139 strain in the historical samples. It was the mule poker night. I won big again. Perhaps they sense my loneliness. I really hope they're not letting me win. From Dr. Drismian Hairfest. Dr. Moon, my report is attached for your perusal. The stasis pods of 3 products I requested for study have just arrived. I will begin my observation post-haste. I am racked with guilt. Who knows where these products were headed when they were procured? Now they linger here in eternal sleep, poked and prodded in the name of scientific progress and profit. Their autonomy was disregarded and their rights in their bodies were violated. The other employees in this lab are under the illusion these people volunteered. Their ignorance is appalling. Or they may know the truth and choose not to dwell on it. In the old days, we would have done the PS-139 research off-world, but since the resurrection of the Father, who can stop us? Who would dare to question the company, and by extension, the Church? I overthink everything. Enough, Moon. Your guilt changes nothing. I knew she was special when I first connected with Product 6455A3's lucid dreams. I'm going to name her Diana. The deep sleepers are kept in stasis, so they remain fresh and compliant. We seldom wake them unless an experiment or treatment requires it. Products are never allowed to leave, but maybe, just maybe, I have enough clout with corporate to change this policy. I'm sure PS-193 is an ancient organism that remained dormant for a long time owing to the cold temperatures and water pressure. Now in the warmth of the Mule Lab, we are resurrecting it. Harifest and his team are proceeding with human testing after the Omega Base incident, even having observed PS-139's necrotic effects. The company sees dollar signs, while I see a dearth of humanity. But what can I do? I've made up my mind. Whatever response I get from Choka, I am setting these people free. Notice the Mule senior staff need to know only. Report to your personal EV for immediate evacuation. Base lockdown in progress. Black Ops team en route. Quarantine has been unexpectedly painful, but it provides the perfect cover to set Diana free. My personal EV is primed and ready for us. We'll be out of here in 5 minutes. Then we can start our new life together. Help, the EV jammed and something is wrong with Diana. She has something growing inside of her. Oh, Kane. Okay, so this is Diana. Yep, I gotta...
Kane's reign.
You said they were alive.
Well, I thought they were.
Did that thing burst out of her?
Or feeding on her. Or...
Someone there. Someone actually there.
Reusing all added active channels.
They were using this body suit radio. That's what I heard.
Someone there? Or more dreams in the haze.
Who is this? Are you part of the research team? Are you Kane?
Black. Dark. Can't see. Can't move. Explosions.
Are you hurt? Are you okay?
The haze. The pain.
He's rambling. We should try and find him.
Find him? What for? You remember the guy upstairs? All these other bodies? Who says he isn't the one running around doing it?
And if he isn't, he could help us. Maybe he knows a way out of here.
Haze in the dark. I am here. And nowhere.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna be much help.
Empty acetylene torch. Even if we don't find any juice for this, it still makes for an excellent eye gouging device. Am I wrong about stealing their spinal fluid? Okay. Well, in that case, acetylene torch. In that case, I'm still going to head out now because it is after 11. My wife does have work in the morning, so we need to get ready for that. So we're going to hang